Hi there. It's Friday, the 26th of April 2024, and I'm going to share with you a story that's just breaking out. It's about the Portuguese president Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa. He has just called on his country, Portugal, to pay reparations for the cost of colonialism and the crimes committed during slavery. Portugal, as one would want to remember, had colonies in Brazil, Angola, Mozambique, Cabo Verde, and then Goa, as well as Macau, just off the coast of China. And then in Africa, again, it was Guinea-Bissau, and then Sao Tome and Principe, East Timor, and Equatorial Guinea. In Angola and Mozambique, and I would like to believe Brazil as well, Portuguese colonial presence stretched the better part of, I think, from 4 to 6 centuries. So Portugal had a long history first with the slave trade, and then later on with colonialism. And De Sousa has just called on the country. He did so this past Tuesday, speaking to journalists, and he called the country to pay reparations and for, as well as for crimes associated with the slave trade. Let me see if I can get you an article that clarifies that position. So that's, yeah. So he says Portugal needs to pay the cost of slavery and colonialism, says President. And there is no mention on how those reparations are going to be paid, or what mechanisms, or how the beneficiaries, that is the people who are supposed to benefit from the reparations, how they're going to be identified and in which countries. So at this point, it's just a call. It's just establishing the need to pay the reparations. And even in Portugal itself, not everyone is convinced that reparations, paying reparations for slavery and colonialism is a good idea. Andre Ventura, one of the deputies in Portugal's parliament, has called on, has labeled De Sousa's call for reparations something amounted to treason, and he said it showed a lack of respect for the Portuguese people and their history. And then what observers would like actually to point out that although Portugal is an empire, other countries like Britain, for instance, had an equally large empire and was involved in the slave trade. And as far as I'm aware, there has been no official pronouncement from the British government on whether the British government is going to pay reparations, or whether it even recognizes the harms that were committed during the slave trade. There have been individuals, though, on the British side, say, for instance, Laura Trevelyan, one of the founders of Heirs of Slavery. Her family had plantations in places like Grenada and other parts of the West Indies, and she has set up a fund, I believe, and it's amounts to, let me see if I can get you an article on this, and it amounts to something like £100,000, and that's just as an individual. That's what she has done. And she says, my family owned 100,000 slaves and profited from the trade. So this is how I'm trying to make amends. That's Laura Trevelyan. And then you have got the Dutch government. The Prime Minister, Mark Rutte, I believe, has apologized for the evils of slavery. That is in 22. This article is from the website of the government of the Netherlands, and it says the article is from 2022, and it says, in a speech this afternoon, Prime Minister Mark Rutte apologized for the past actions of the Dutch state to enslave people in the past everywhere in the world who suffered as a consequence of those actions, as well as to their daughters and sons and to all the descendants up to the present day. Of course, the Netherlands had colonies in Suriname, Aruba, Curacao, Saint Martin, Bonaire, Saint Eustatius, and Saba. And that's where, I think that's where this apology has been actually directed. And it said the government will make 200 million available in a fund for measures aimed at raising awareness, fostering engagement, addressing the present day effects of slavery. In addition, the government has proposed establishing an independent commemoration committee. The committee will be tasked with ensuring large-scale, dignified commemoration of the history of slavery on 1 July 2023 on the Caribbean parts of the kingdom, Suriname, and other countries. Yeah, so that's from the government of the Netherlands. Thank you so much. If you have found it useful to take time to follow this this discussion, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.